Hey guys, Sunil here, and today in this video we will be going over how to leverage AI-based personalization in Outbound to book 30 plus meetings every single month. Now, why Code Outbound? Code Outbound done at scale whilst leveraging automations and AI personalizations to introduce relevancy in your outreach is the fastest and cheapest method to book a shit ton of meetings on your calendar. You see results like this, or even better if you do Code Outbound correctly. As you can see here, we've been able to generate over 9 opportunities and 243 emails. And for this case, we've been able to generate 21 positive opportunities from 1,899 emails sent. Now, here we've been able to generate over 57 positive responses in one single day. Worst case, you burn a few $100s. Best case, you make tens of thousands of dollars or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. To summarize, here are some use cases for Code Outbound. Right. You can acquire service market fit fast using this system, or you can scale your existing client acquisition further to increase the size of your sales pipeline and create a system that generates a minimum of 10K to 20K per month in revenue or more on its own. This is how you can use Code Outbound. Now, controlling and measuring the tension that you generate. Tension is equal to the traffic that actually pays attention to your offer. That gives a crap long enough for them to check out what you do while scanning information from your landing page, email, or DM. In ads, we can call this the click-through rate, right? Which is the percentage of how many people click on an ad or link out of all the people who saw that ad or link. While paid advertising sounds like a really attractive option, right? It does sound very attractive. It is amazing if you use it right. But if you're in the early stages, here are some challenges that you would have at that moment. Challenge number one is you have no service market fit that is proven. What you offer has a low probability of sticking and resonating near ideal client profiles minds at the moment. The reason for that is because there is no previous data behind any interest in Reddit. Challenge number two is that ads are relatively expensive compared to Cold Outbound. You'd need to probably spend a couple of hundred or even thousands of dollars at least at first to find any resonance. If there is enough chance that you are offered, or what you offer is not something that your ideal client profile wants, then you pretty much wasted all them dollars that you spent as part of your ad budget. Challenge number three is basically an extension of challenge number one. Creating ads, including copy and creators that actually resonate with your audience, would be a costly game of theories and probabilities. You need a much more cost-effective method of collecting data that bypasses all these challenges, at least at the beginning, right? This is where Cold Outbound comes in, as we talked about earlier. Let's talk about the first use case that I mentioned before, right? Using it to acquire service market fit. Cold Outbound done at scale, leveraging automations, is the fastest and cheapest method to attain service market fit. The below are the general steps that you can follow. Step number one is you create a list of 5,000, 10,000 people in your IC. And then you create a variant of copy for every 500 prospects. So that would mean 10 to 20 pieces of copy and angles with different points of, you basically test for different things, right? May that be the guarantee or the offer or the CTA or things like that. But the biggest variables that you can test that actually would make a really huge impact would be offer and guarantee. Basically test the offer and the ICP industry that you offer it. That's what I would test. And number three is you would use an automated system for cold outreach such as smartpay.ai, and you would use it to send out the email and the email DM copy to your lead list of 5,000 to 10,000 on an automated basis, like I mentioned before. And then step 5 would be just acquiring data, analyzing, how to improve and what actually went right and what actually went wrong and how you can fix it and come back stronger. That's what you do. Here are some things that you need to look out for, right? The metrics that you need to look out for when it comes to cold outbound. It will be open rate, overall reply rate, positive reply rate, and the meetings booked from those positive responses. I'd like to do what is called the lead score. It's a process of ranking sales leads based on their perceived value and readiness to buy. You get to add points on a scale of 1 to 10, or 0 to 10, my bad. 0 being zero interest, obviously, and 10 being the highest in the purchase. 2 points if the lead requests some information from you first. This is a lower intent positive. 2 points more if the lead straight away wants to discuss more information over a quick chat or meeting. Add 2 more points if the lead is booked onto the meeting, right? They are scheduled on the calendar. Add 2 more points to that when the lead actually shows up to the meeting. And add 2 more points to that when the lead wants to move for next steps of payment, invoice agreement, and so on, right? Think of cold outbound as a private ads network. The open rate is the CTR, and the positive replies that you get are the leads orders. Of course, there are other things as well, but for simplicity's sake, let's keep it to this for now, right? Now, why most of these gurus say cold outbound doesn't work? They say cold outbound doesn't work because they got something else that they want to sell you, or that the method that they were using before did work for them. It doesn't work for them anymore, and because of that, they believe cold outbound in general doesn't work for anybody, which is 100% false, completely false, right? So, when you hear gurus saying cold outreach is dead, cold outbound is dead, DMing is dead, emailing is dead, or some BS like that, I would suggest you take it with a pinch of salt, right? It's completely false. People are still leveraging outbound. There are many companies that leverage outbound to generate more pipeline, to generate more book calls and close deals. But what are they doing differently in order to get those outcomes? That leads us to the change in the game of outbound. Right? The outbound game has changed significantly in the last few years. Gone are the days where it used to be that you could scrape some leads from Apollo, load up a basic email script and sequence inside Gmail, Outlook, or Apollo, and blast a ton of emails from one domain and one inbox every day, right? You can't do that anymore. Domain will burn, inbox will burn, and everything, all your emails, that is, your outreach messages will go to spam. So, a waste of time. To then transition to us scraping some leads from Apollo, loading up leads into a tool like Instantly, setting up some inboxes inside Instantly via Zoho emails, something like that, and blasting some emails. It's 2024 now. All those rules have changed completely. And if you choose to do the same thing as back then, that all your emails will land in spam and your domain reputation will burn as well, leading to a complete waste of time, energy, effort, and money. Here's the new way, right? Number one is you set up a system that you can allow you to send out thousands of emails every single day. You set up cold email scripts and lead lists in a way that's highly personalized and relevant to your audience. Step 3 is you ensure that you have a landing page and other conversion mechanisms such as a VSL in place as well, so that you can nurture your cold leads much more effectively and convert them at a much higher rate. And have a highly trained team in place that can handle all your incoming leads and convert them into booked deployments. This is step 4. Also have automations and workflows in place so that all processes are seamlessly and efficiently integrated. Sales speed, the funnel, right? What most people think cold outbound to be is an email and DM. It immediately turns into a positive reply and then you book a meeting. It's a simple, straight flow, is what they think. But what cold outbound actually is, the sales funnel of cold outbound actually is you send out a message Sending domain is connected to a landing page. Landing page has a VSL that they can check out. The VSL nurtures them. There's also additional content on YouTube and LinkedIn to nurture them even further so they can book a call. We also provide a lead magnet, which is a valuable resource for free, basically, that they can use immediately, right? In exchange for them opting in their contact details, such as name, phone number, and email. We introduce email, SMS, and WhatsApp nurture sequences, and we push them to book a call, right? And we push them with value, right? Showing the value in what we offer. We make them realize that what we value, what we offer, is extremely valuable to them, and because they are now able to understand the value behind the offer, they want to learn more, and therefore call. There are so many different ways, right, in which cold outbound can be used. Like I mentioned before, think of cold outbound as a private ads network. You can literally use it like how you would leverage paid advertising. Now, let's talk about the pre-launch analysis. How do you determine if cold outbound can work effectively for you? Number one, ask yourself, is that enough time that you can address 15K plus companies and email address? Number two, ask yourself, is the audience B2B and do they actually use proper email addresses or corporate email addresses? For example, do musicians and tree cleaning service companies use email a lot? Are they even on email a lot? Have you conducted analysis on your market? That's question 3. If yes, then what are the insights that you require? When it comes to market analysis, you need to ask yourself how your market is looking like at the moment. Market analysis and research checks. Do you have something like that? And did you follow through it? I'd like to follow the principle of what I call the slight market edge. Probably a principle like this exists already, but yeah, this is what I want to call. You want to create something that is slightly better in the market. And you need to amplify and market those benefits effectively, right? So that the prospects, your ideal client profile, actually gets it, gets the value behind what you offer. Here's the analysis that you do, right? Decide what solution or product that you're going to sell, right? What are the common offers that are available in the market for that particular product or solution that you're looking to sell? What are the pricing structures that they have? What are the gaps in those products, services, or solutions that they're selling, right? What are the gaps that are existing in those? How are you going to solve it? How are you going to solve those gaps, problems, and issues in the current market offers? How are you going to make your offer unique? What is your pricing strategy going to look like? How are you going to structure your marketing and messaging so that you stand out from the competition? Ask yourself these questions, and the answers that you generate for them, the answers to those questions, will allow you to craft extremely good campaigns and acquire great results as well. This is meant to be a general guideline. These questions are not the entirety of market research, of course. That can be more or less depending on your product or service and industry. Now, once we acquire the answers, we start designing our marketing campaigns. Cold outbound is a form of marketing. And marketing requires you to create campaigns. So, here's the first audit that you need to do. You need to find out what your TAM is, like I mentioned before. If it's above 15K, you have more room. You can create more direct response, paid ad style marketing campaigns. If it's less than 15K, you have to create extremely personalized campaigns. There's no other choice. Now, at Deal Flow Acquisition Ventures, here's what we do. You go fully personalized. Why? Well, simple generic cold emails are not the way to go anymore, because everyone's seen it, heard it, and are bored of it. Relevant messaging is very important, especially if you are dealing with executives in the B2B industry, such as CEOs, CMOs, CFOs, things like that, C-level executives. They are more sophisticated buyers. You don't treat them like dummies, and you do not create dumb messaging that doesn't strike a chord with them. This is how a script back in the day used to look like. Hey, first name, saw that you run company name, incredible stuff. What we do is we help you run Facebook ads for your e-commerce company. Can we hop on a call to discuss more on how we can help your business? Best regards, person name, company name. While the script is not entirely bad, the script or copy has a very low conversion. Why? Because there's no personalization. There is no relevancy added in the, meaning a reason that caused you to reach out. The offer is weakest part, Facebook ads. Now, how can we change this, right? How can we create better copy? Here's an example, right? This is an example. Good. Hey, first name, saw that you're hiring for a job title. Seems like you are offering a salary of minimum salary they're offering, the maximum salary range they're offering. Also saw that you're looking for these KPIs from that person. KPIs that they've listed on their jobs to the number of generated SQLs and or MQLs, that is sales qualified leads and or marketing qualified leads. We can help you drive similar or better outcomes and a fraction of that cost that you'd be otherwise spending on payroll. In fact, we recently helped one of our partners add an additional $251K in sales pipeline in a single month using our systems. Would you be open to exploring more on this? That's an example that you can use. Why is this better? In my opinion, it's better because it's way more relevant, has highly personalized info that shows that we did our research. It states how we can help them in a clear and articulate manner. It provides social proof via this case study, and it has a software CTA as well, which reduces the pressure on them to respond, which drives up the likelihood of them responding positively to us. Now, leveraging sales triggers. Sales triggers are events that happen inside companies that create a high probability of a buying event. For example, in this previous copy, the fact that they're hiring for that particular job title, that's a trigger, right? That's a sales trigger. There's a hiring event going on. Now, on top of hiring events, if a company got recently funded, they'll have a high probability of investing that at least a portion of that money into growth, right? So here are some more examples of sales triggers. Funding events, M&A acquisitions or mergers, team growth, conference update, new product development, and so on, right? You need to leverage the right sales triggers depending on what you offer, so that the relevancy of your outreach increases exponentially. However, the biggest challenge for many is getting those data points. You'd have to build custom data scrapers that leverage expensive AI enrichment tools that will run you up a bill of at least $3,000 to $5,000 per month. So over 3 months, you would have spent close to $10,000 to $15,000. Right? I mean, that is a bit of money, So you can see $2,000 per month minimum. Average base salary for an SDR in the US is $57,836K. Minimum is $26K. And you'll be spending $50K to $70K per year. That is $5K to $7K per month on just a single SDR and data providers, which is a lot, So what the fuck do you do after all? What the fuck do you do? What is the solution to all this? The DIY route will be to build an infrastructure like this by yourself, right? Completely DIY. However, consider these. You'd probably need to spend a couple of thousands of dollars on data providers every single month to power the infrastructure. You need to come up with copywriting, personalization variables, prompting, and so on as well, all by yourself. Run tons of testing and optimization all by yourself. Find inbox manager or appointment setter all by yourself. Find a funnel designer and VSL script writer all by yourself, or do all of this by yourself again. The costs that you need to consider are the data provider costs, like I mentioned before, the cost to train somebody to manage the system, time, money, and opportunity cost of doing all this by yourself. You'd probably have to spend a couple of months at least to try and figure out what type of angles and configurations work best, right, in terms of data, copy, variables, prompting, layout, and so on. You have to figure all of this out by your own self, right? So think about all of that. Are you willing to sacrifice that much? I mean, is it really a wise decision to sacrifice that much? Ask yourself. Well, the alternative to that is you can leverage us, Of course, man. You should have seen this coming. So we can take this all over for you. We can take this all over for you, and here's how we can help, right? We can get those data points and build out a hyper-customized outreach strategy and system for a fraction of that cost that you'd be otherwise spending if you were to build this on your own. How? Well, we leverage our own custom scrapers to acquire hyper-personalized information and data points, and we leverage our own custom API and AI prompting strategies to generate highly relevant and natural-sounding parts of the copy so that it doesn't look super robotic. We optimize your value proposition and offer to ensure high resonance with your ideal client profile. We'll write out all the personalized copy that you require for your outreach sequences. We will create all the levers that are required for your outreach based on the copy with the personalization and data points that are required. We'll create a landing page designed to allow prospects to quickly understand what we're doing and how we can help them. We'll create a BSL that goes over your value proposition so that we can convert your prospects at a higher rate. We'll create an infrastructure that will allow you to send out 500,000 plus cold emails and LinkedIn messages or outbound messages in general every single day. We'll place an inbox manager who can immediately work the leads within a 5 to 10 minute time frame. We will build out and set up automations and workflows in place so that interested prospects can immediately schedule a meeting with the CEO or sales team seamlessly. So that's how we can help, right? Let's look at the cost comparison, right? You'd be spending $50K to $70K per year, $5K to $7K per month on a single SDR and data providers if you were to do this all this. Right? That's the average cost. It could be more, could be slightly less. That depends on your business and your current situation or skill you are, things like that. Whereas we charge a fraction of that. Pricing is custom depending on your requirements, but I can definitely assure you that it's lower than what you'd be normally spending on sales reps, data providers, other infrastructure costs. Now, if you'd like to learn more about how you can leverage cold outbound in your business, if you want a custom tailored roadmap growth plan for your business and your current situation, then use the link below to book a call. Happy to discuss more with you. Happy to see if, cold outbound can actually work for you or not, right? You can take the plan and implement it all by yourself if you want as well. With that being said, hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you in another video, and I look forward to talking with you soon as well. Thank you, and have a good one.